Imagine this. One ordinary morning, the world wakes up extraordinary. Every human being on Earth opens their eyes and discovers they now possess a unique superpower. Not shared, not chosen, not controlled. One person wakes with the ability to move mountains. Another can only turn bread into slightly warmer bread. Someone can fly at jet speed, while someone else can see perfectly in the dark, but only on Thursdays. In a single night, humanity transforms into something unrecognizable. And for 17-year-old Evan Price, this day is only the beginning. Welcome to NextTerra. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Evan wakes at 7:12 a.m. to the sound of his alarm. Except the alarm isn't coming from his phone. It's coming from the wall, from the desk, from the air itself. Every object in his room is repeating the sound his phone made 3 seconds earlier. Confused, he picks up his phone, presses a random button, and the same click echoes from the lamp, from the poster frame, even from the window. Evan has no idea what's happening yet, but the truth is this. His new superpower allows him to make nearby objects mimic any sound he hears. He's practically a walking echo chamber. Downstairs, his mom is floating 2 feet above the kitchen floor while making breakfast, trying to pretend this is normal. His dad keeps teleporting accidentally, disappearing whenever he sneezes and reappearing somewhere else in the house. The television shows chaos around the globe. Millions discovering their abilities. Some excited, some terrified, and some already causing trouble. But the world government expected something like this. They announce a plan. All citizens must register their new superpower within 72 hours. Those with dangerous abilities will be guided. Those with harmless ones will be monitored. Nobody knows what that means, but everyone feels a knot of fear forming in their stomach. Within hours, society bends to the new reality. Traffic officers can now control cars telekinetically. Doctors heal patients in seconds if their power works on living tissue. Students don't need school buses. Some fly, some slide on air currents, and some now teleport, though not always to the right address. But not all powers are simple. Some people can manipulate time, but only for objects the size of a grape. Others can become invisible, but only when nobody is looking. A man in France can conjure a dragon, but the dragon sings opera and refuses to listen to commands. Governments rush to establish global rules. Insurance companies collapse. Sports become meaningless. And new dangers emerge. Unauthorized heroes. Unintentional villains. Criminals with powers nobody can predict. People demand an agency capable of policing the chaos. And the world government creates it. The Department of Superhuman Regulation, DSR. A force meant to protect humanity. But everyone knows they're also meant to control it. At school, Evan demonstrates his strange echo ability during registration. A bored DSR officer writes it down as Class C, harmless. But later that day, Evan discovers the truth. During a surprise fight between 2 powered students, Evan accidentally copies the sound of one student's superpower, a vibration blast. The classroom furniture not only echoes the noise, it releases a weaker version of the blast itself. Evan realizes his power isn't mimicking sound. It's mimicking energy patterns encoded within sound. A superpower disguised as an echo. He tests more. A girl in class lights a small flame on her fingertip. Evan snaps his fingers, and every object around him creates a tiny spark. Someone uses telekinetic force. The tables around Evan gently vibrate, trying to lift. He's not just a human speaker system. He's a superpower resonator. He can replicate pieces of other abilities. Not perfectly, not fully, but enough to matter. Enough for someone to fear. Later that evening, a DSR drone appears outside Evan's window. It scans him silently, then projects a message. Evan Price. Your power classification is under review. Please remain indoors. Agents are on their way. Evan freezes. Nobody else in his family received such a warning. His parents argue downstairs. His mother accidentally floating in circles. His father teleporting uncontrollably with stress. Then the street outside grows silent. Black vans. Armored agents. Helmets. Stun gear. They're here for him. Evan understands. The DSR wants control. They want order. And someone who can replicate the abilities of others, even partially, is too unpredictable. Evan runs. He imitates the sound of his mother's floating ability, and the world hums lightly around him, lifting him a few centimeters. Not enough to fly, but enough to reach the roof. From house to house, he escapes into the night as DSR agents sweep the neighborhood. But Evan is not alone. Evan stumbles into an abandoned subway station, only to find that it's not abandoned. A group of powered teenagers emerge from the darkness, each with abilities the DSR has classified as dangerous. There's Leah, who can slow down time, but only for people who are angry. Cade, who can create force fields, but only around things he's emotionally attached to. Rin, who can split into 3 versions of herself, each representing a different emotion. They introduce themselves as the unregistered, people hiding from the DSR because their abilities make them targets for containment. Leah studies Evan carefully. You're the resonator, aren't you? She says. We've heard the DSR talking about you. They want you because you're the only person who can adapt. The only one who could counter multiple powers at once. Evan doesn't fully understand, but he knows one thing. If the DSR fears him, maybe they fear what he could become. Deep underground, alarms echo through the tunnels. A mechanical roar shakes the walls. DSR mechs, sent in to capture the unregistered, and Evan. A battle erupts. Leah slows an entire squad of agents to a crawl, their anger fueling her power. Cade throws force fields around falling debris to protect his new friends. Rin splits into 3 selves: fear, courage, and focus, each one fighting differently. Evan listens. He focuses on the sounds of their powers, the hum of time distortion, the crackle of energy shields, the whisper of emotional duplicates forming, and he resonates. The environment echoes their abilities. Weak versions, unstable, unpredictable, but enough to buy time. Evan calls out, "Everyone, focus your power at the same moment." They unleash their abilities. Evan resonates with all of them at once, creating a shockwave of imitated distortion, force, and emotional energy. The tunnels collapse behind them, blocking the DSR advance, and giving the group a chance to escape deeper underground. Breathing heavily, covered in dust, the group gathers in a hidden chamber lit by old emergency lights. Leah looks at Evan with new respect. "You don't understand your power yet," she says softly. "But the DSR does. They think you're the key to balancing this world, or destroying it." Cade adds, "We are not superheroes. We are just trying to survive. But with your ability, we might actually have a chance." Evan stares at his hands. The world changed overnight. But maybe he was meant to change with it. He looks at them and nods. "All right," he says. "Let's make sure this world doesn't tear itself apart." Above them, the world continues to spin. Millions experimenting with new powers. Some rising as heroes, others becoming threats, and the DSR tightening its grip. But deep underground, a new force is forming. A team that was never meant to exist. A team of misfits. A team with nothing to lose. And at the center of it all, a boy who can turn the world's chaos into something powerful. This is only the beginning.